Have you ever been stuck trying to figure out why your code isn't working, only to be met with an error message that leaves you scratching your head? It's frustrating, right? If that's you, then you're in the right place. Today, we're tackling the call to undefined relationship error in Eloquent and showing you exactly how to fix it. I know how annoying it is when you think you've set everything up correctly, only to be met with an error that seems to come out of nowhere. Trust me, you're not alone. This is a common issue many developers face when working with Eloquent relationships. Here's the specific situation we're looking at. One user recently asked, "Why am I getting a call to undefined relationship error when trying to access permissions in my user model?" They have a users table, a permissions table, and a user's permissions table set up for a many-to-many relationship. Sound familiar? If so, let's dig into this together and find a solution. So what could be causing this error? The issue often arises from a mismatch in the relationship definition or the way the query is structured. We'll break it down step by step so you can figure out what's going on. And don't go anywhere. I've got a pro tip at the end that will help you avoid this error in the future. To address the issue of the undefined relationship, the user should first check the naming conventions in their relationship definition. The method name should match the relationship name in the query. Next, the user should verify that the pivot table is correctly set up. The pivot table should be named User's Permissions and contain the correct columns for user ID and module permission ID. The user should also confirm that the foreign key relationships are correctly defined in the database. This means ensuring that the user ID in the user's permissions table corresponds to the user ID in the user's table. Finally, the user can test the relationship by running a query to fetch a user along with their permissions. This can be done using the with method in Eloquent. Did you know? Eloquent is named after the French word for clear or expressive. It's designed to make database interactions as intuitive as possible, but sometimes it can throw us a curveball. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. One user found that the issue was due to a coding convention mismatch between camel case and snake case. They had defined the permissions method as getPermissions, but in their query, they used getPermissions. Once they corrected it to match the method name, the query worked. They also noted that Laravel typically prefers snake case, which can be confusing when coming from other frameworks. That's it for that response. Let's explore another one. One user suggests that you might have simply forgotten to add the get method after your query. They recommend using user with permissions get to retrieve the permissions correctly. Let's move forward and look at another answer. An alternative solution suggests adjusting how you handle eager loading with scoped queries. Instead of using the usual colon notation for selecting columns, you should move that selection into the scoped query itself. This prevents the undefined relationship error. Here's the pro tip I promised. Always name your relationships clearly and consistently. This will save you a lot of headaches down the road. And there you have it. You should now be able to resolve the call to undefined relationship error in Eloquent. Remember, clear naming and proper setup are key. If you found this helpful, hit the subscribe button for more tips, and don't miss our bonus pro tip on optimizing your Eloquent queries.